My name is Dave Tucker, and I'm in my fourth year working for ProModel. Prior to working for ProModel, I was privileged to work for over 20 years on the Space Shuttle program. The model that you see in front of you, the Thruster Assets Management Model, was built during my time at United Space Alliance, and we built this project working with NASA people because we wanted to better understand the risk of having a launch delay due to the unavailability of thruster motors in our supply chain. So a little bit of background information. Each of the Space Shuttle orbiters had 44 thruster motors, and you can see they're represented by these green entity spots. We put into the model the predictive failure rates based on past historical data, and what the model does is after every flight, the thruster motors will be examined based on the failure rates. If they fail, they'll change colors and they will be removed. If we have enough supplies down in logistics stores to replace them, then that happens in a timely fashion. If we don't have the particular thruster motor part numbers that we need, then one option that was looked at was cannibalizing the part from another orbiter. So as the model runs through the 18 missions that we had remaining when this project was taken on, you will see after the mission is complete, the thruster motors will be basically examined, and based on the failure rate, they may fail or they may stay in a good condition and remain on the vehicle. In this case, we see that 3 red dot entities represent failed thruster motors after this mission was complete. The yellow entity spots represent other thruster motors that also have to be removed because they're on the same manifold with the failed thruster motor. To further complicate the supply chain issues, we have 21 different part numbers for thruster motors. So each orbiter has 44 motors made up of 21 different part numbers. And you can see as this run began, the dwindling supply of thruster motors at the Kennedy Space Center Logistics Stores area was much less than 21. So again, the concern is if the wrong thruster motor fails, we could have a launch delay. After thruster motors are taken off of the orbiters, they go to a repair facility, and I'll just speed the motor back up, the model back up here, and let you see it go through a couple missions. The repair facility then would have to return those to KSC Logistics Stores. Now, we were concerned because the repair facility seemed to be taking a long time. Now, I've just paused the model after this flight because you can see that a couple of the part numbers that it needed, this little pop-up message indicates they were not available in the stores. So what happens in this situation is at least one part number was not available. It will have to be cannibalized from another vehicle. That was the protocol that we built in the model. And you can see that this vehicle was just cannibalized, and that thruster motor was sent over to replace the one that failed. Eventually, the cannibalized motor gets replaced as soon as one shows up in logistics stores with the correct number. So you see the supply chain is very intricate, and we had a lot of concern at United Space Alliance and NASA that we would not have the proper supplies on hand and that there could be a launch delay. So what did NASA and USA do about all this? After the results were presented to NASA, they had a great deal, a sense of urgency, I should say, about the results. And they did initiate some cycle time reduction activities and even brought in more manpower and other assets to the repair facility, which clearly was indicated as the bottleneck. Those efforts helped speed up the repair time, and they did eliminate the likelihood of shuttle launch delays. So all in all, this was a very successful project, and I was glad to be a part of it. If you have any questions, my contact information, you can reach me via email at dtucker, DTUCKER, @promodel.com.